Hey stranger, you know, the only thing that is promised to us humans is not being rich or being poor or being a celebrity, being the most athletic person, being a cool singer, being the smartest kid in school. You know, these things are never promised to us, but the only thing that all of us humans have in common is our mortality, you know, our promise of dying. It is quite hard to say it like that, but we all are going to die. At the end of the day, what is the money you've accumulated along the years? What do the connections do that you've acquired along those years of you living? When you die, the only thing that matters all along, like your whole journey of your life, was how you spent your time, the little memories, you know, the little trips, journeys, and adventures that you had in your life. They are probably the most important thing or the biggest thing you remember when you die, before you die. I have written a poem about this, about this specific topic. I called it The Softness That Survives. When my heart beats for its last time, and then I suddenly remember the way my father used to carry me so gently after I had fallen asleep in the car. How my mother used to get angry at me because I had stained all my white clothes after a long day in the rain and battles in the puddles of mud. I'm running in an open field at the end of August, filled with jasmine and bergamot and all kinds of beautiful roses. And all my childhood friends are chasing after me, laughing and screeching. My dog, my childhood dog who had died, jumps on my lap. I can see him, feel him, and even hear him again. I start to smell my son's cologne. I see him smiling while feeding him berries. While my time has come to its end, his life is just starting as he enters adolescence. When the heart beats for the last time, I see my loved ones gathered around me with bouquets in their hands, crying on each other's shoulders. And there it is, the final tremble, as I lay my hand on my son's shoulder. I'm fighting my eyes not to close. The room starts to gradually darken, and I can't see their faces anymore. I can see their bodies. Heck, I can't even see my beloved grandchildren. While I peacefully climb the staircase to God, I reminisce the times of beauty and realize my life wasn't all bad after all. You know, I wrote this poem all of a sudden because I had this thought of what death, like that promise of our death, really does to someone. You know, it is a topic that I wouldn't really care about because, I'm still young. I'm not in my 60s or anything, but I just find it interesting. Like, at the end of the day, our lives are going to end. And the most valuable thing because of that is obviously time. We can't buy time. We can't return back time. We can't fast forward time. Time will always stay present and it's never changeable. And these little memories that you've accomplished in your whole life are the things that really stay, you know. Let me phrase it like that. What would an artist be without the little views he has on a daily basis? What will an artist be, for example, without the little walks to the park, you know, without the little bird watching they do, you know? What would they be without those little things that are reflected in their artworks? What would an artist be without that? Exactly. Your average Joe, a mere human being. The smallest things in life are the things that matter the most. It is hard to believe, but you'll realize that we humans are always expected to be perfect, flawless, and always, be the best version of ourselves. Well, that is good, but we can't be perfect. We can't be flawless, We will always make mistakes. We can't fulfill a task without any mistakes. And that is the thing that makes us humans beautiful. The flaws that we have, like you see the beauty in something when it has flaws, because when something is perfect, it's cool and beautiful still, but if you see the little flaws in things, it builds like a stronger bond to it. I don't know how to phrase it because, I'm not a philosopher or anything. I'm just a random teenager, you know. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. And yeah, these mistakes we make is what really defines us as a human being. If we were like people who would just follow tasks without any errors, we would not be humans. We would just be a clump of cells. But aren't we a clump of cells? Yeah, we are, but there's a difference. We are a clump of cells with a soul, while they are just robotic clump of cells. This topic is really hard to talk about because you have to phrase it in a metaphorical way, and many people will not understand, but I hope you understand what I mean. Yeah, don't expect too heavy editing on this video or anything because, I'm just bored. I just wanted to share my view on this topic. And yeah, the best thing the best advice that I could give you is to spend your time, spend your time with friends, family, and your partners, your colleagues at work. Spend your time, man, because time is the most valuable thing we have. We can't, as I already said, change it or buy it or do anything to it. Time is time, it will always stay the same. That's why we should make the most out of it, build strong memories. Because in my poem, if you understood the poem, you would probably think about the last things you would think about when you die. You know this concept of the last 7 minutes your brain has when dying? I kind of took that and based my poem onto that. It is not the best, artistic language or anything. It's just, what my heart had to say. And yeah, I hope you like this video, and go ahead and tell me in the comments about your views on humanity, flaws we make, the promise of our mortality, go ahead in the comments and tell me about it. See ya, stranger. Like the video and subscribe.